What's up, guys? MMAGAME here, bringing you another video. This is gonna be an online ranked red belt division featherweight gameplay featuring the one, the only, the notorious Conor McGregor versus the Baron Renan Barão. I am Conor McGregor. Gotta say, this is my favorite guy to use in the game. I've really been practicing with him, using all of his moves, working some combos, working different combinations, and mixing not only punches together, which is what I used to do when the game was not as out for as long, but now I have been actually working a lot of kicks into my combinations. You will see that in this fight. This is a very kind of competitive fight. This guy is a very highly ranked, and I do get in some hairy situations, and it does get a little bit risky. And the one thing I will say about throwing kicks in your combinations, as he just throws leg kicks, a lot of these guys at the higher weight class use a lot of different techniques to win the fight. One of the things that I talked about in a previous how-to video, how to win a decision, a lot of these guys are throwing a lot of power leg kicks. Now, I also throw these leg kicks, but with Conor McGregor, he actually has unfortunately, he has that oblique kick. I'm not a huge fan of the kick. I do throw it though, but it's a little bit risky to throw. You can get tripped easy with it, but basically, as you can see right there, get the nice spinning back kick to the body on my opponent. But the one thing you do got to be careful about when you're mixing up kicks is takedowns. But this guy wasn't throwing too many takedown attempts, but what he was trying to do was get the clinch. So the thing with the clinch is, I only really go for the clinch when someone is just being really, really, really passive and they're not moving forward, they're not engaging, they're not letting me counter, they're not letting me even land any punches because they're just holding block the whole time, and they have a fighter with higher range than me, and I can't do anything to them. I can't land a punch. I can't reach them really because of my reach isn't as much as theirs, and they're blocking the whole time, backing up. So that's when I personally will go for the clinch, and I'll continue to go for the clinch if they continue to be passive. So that's just my whole theory on it. But I will go over, look, as I get that beautiful takedown, I will go over my game plan for this fight. And some people will say, wait, that's a game plan for a online virtual fight? Well, actually, yes, I did have a game plan for this particular opponent and for this fight. A lot of the times against high-skilled players, when they meet in this game, it is very difficult to get the finish, as I said previous. So my game plan was, in that first round and in every single round in this fight, was to kind of just piece him up in the stand-up, land some shots. If I get a rock, I get a rock, but land some significant strikes, some flashy combos. But at the end of each round, because I know this guy is actually really good at submissions, at the end of each round, I didn't really want to bother with the ground game. I just wanted to kind of piece him up in the stand-up and stop all of his takedowns, stop all of his clinch attempts, deny him. And then at the end of each round, I wanted to steal the round with a takedown. But right here, he gets me in a clinch. But luckily, I escape and make him pay for it in close there with those hooks to the body. And that is what you want to do. When you got a guy who is going for the clinch over and over, or you know that's what he's trying to do, you need to punish him for it. You need to throw punches. Jabs will stop it. Hooks will stop it. Uppercuts to the body will stop it. But mostly the jab and the straight, that's going to just push him back and make him think about going for that. But really, I like ripping the body with hooks when they're going for the clinch. That's what I like doing. It works good, and that's what I do to this guy. He does manage to get the clinch a few times, but you know, he has to think twice about it, because every time you go for that clinch, you are capable of getting rocked, you know, because these punches come quick, the combos come quick, especially with McGregor, with fluidity. If you guys didn't know that, if you want some quicker combos, you can actually use fluidity. But sneak in a nice little elbow right there. That's what I'm talking about. Landing some flashy strikes. Because you do, if you think it is going to go to a decision, you do have to get in some nice, flashy, significant strikes to land, or else you are not going to really win the decision. But he goes for the takedown there, doesn't really shoot much, but as you can see, the second round is winding down, and I'm keeping an eye while I'm playing. I'm keeping an eye on the clock, just like real life fighters do in actual fights. They actually look up at the clock, and that makes their decision process on what to do depends on how much time's left. So this is an accelerated clock, so it's not an actual minute left. So I get the takedown right there at the end of the round, just like in the first round, but right here I get caught in a submission, and it's, as you can see, this guy, his submissions are on a different level than most players, but I managed to escape. Beautiful escape, kicks me off, and back to the grind, moving around, landing some shots, trying to hit him and not get hit. That's basically it. Go for the big stuff. Look at this. I get a little bit more risky at the end of each round. Look at that. Letting loose on some kicks. Land a nice little parry counter knee right there. And we are in round number 3. Conor McGregor versus Renan Barão. Getting some movement going. You never want to stand still, really, but at the same time, you don't want to go crazy and just jump around with the side steps without absolutely no purpose. The reason I use the side steps personally is to counter and to just sort of mix stuff up. You know, it's boring when you just stand in front of, I mean, it's harder to hit when you're moving. So yeah, he gets into the clinch and he gets into the dreaded double underhook clinch, but I escape, or actually he goes for the takedown and I deny it, but start ripping the body again. Because when he's in the close, I know he's trying to go for the clinch. That's when I start to really up my output of strikes. Right here, hit him with a little taunt. Because I basically am pretty sure I am winning this fight with the 2 takedowns in each round and sort of just, you know, landing at will. Not really. He's doing a good job of blocking, but I'm mixing up a lot. I'm not throwing too many kicks here in the early part of the round. I'm just moving around, looking to counter, and I know at this point in the round, or in the fight rather, that he is unsure, and I'm pretty sure he actually knows. A lot of the good players will know if they are up or down on the scorecard. So what'll happen in the third round is they'll start to, you know, risk it more, because they know if it just goes to decision, they're most likely not going to win. So I use this to my advantage, and if they get too reckless, that's when I'm going to counter them big time, and I'm going to finish them off. And that's just how you got to do it against these top level guys. You got to really use your fighter IQ, as people say in real MMA, but it's kind of true in this game. He rocks me right here, and I know what's coming. I know the takedown was coming. So what I do, right when he rocked my leg, if you guys didn't know, if you get your leg rocked, it's an automatic takedown. So as soon as I saw my leg rocked, I went for the single collar clinch. What that did was prevent him from taking me down. It put him in the clinch. That's a very good tip. That's some high level stuff right there, and it is very, very helpful at the high level. So right here, I can see he's a little bit frustrated, gets the taunt, and I'm just sticking with it. But look, it's the end of the round, so I'm going to stick with my game plan, and I'm going to eventually try to take him down again in this third round. Right here, he's throwing kicks, and I am paying attention to those kicks as I'm actually playing. This isn't a live commentary, but, you know, it is what it is. Right there, gets the kick, and there's the takedown at the end of round 3. No other takedowns in this fight. Every single takedown has been from me, I believe. And right here, hold him down. He does get off, but that is the end of the fight, guys. And I will let you check out the decision. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Also follow me on Twitch TV and Twitter. Till next time, this has been MMA Game. Peace.